This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the miniseries Over the Garden Wall. Joel, congratulations.
Thank you, Andrew, on what?
On your 100th episode.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Stop that.
Yes. Joel's made 100, but I've made 101. Ooh.
Just for the time being.
Yeah, you could get me.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to take a break when my son is born, so...
My
the
child.
scales, they are a tipping.
Yes.
And them tables, they are a turning.
And then I'll break my back to make sure I never miss another episode.
I really think you're just going to make like 100 episodes and then just post them all at once.
Just be like, what now, Andrew? Catch up now, bitch.
Suck it. You're not even on the show anymore, you piece of shit.
Take that.
Oh, damn. All right.
But we're back, Andrew.
We are back, yeah. And this is one of those rare ones where we cover something and it's like we like it. I always get nervous when they do those.
Yeah.
We do these. And because it's like you post it on the socials, hey, we're covering this, and then everybody's like, wait, don't you guys professionally hate things for a living? Why are you shitting on Over the Garden Wall?
Look,
like, no. We like this one.
We occasionally want to just kind of talk about something that we really enjoy. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Something we enjoy. Just a really so. I want to say, if you've never watched Over the Garden Wall, go watch it. And come back. It's like a 2-hour breeze. It's like 10, 11-minute episodes.
So I gotta say,
because I want to spoil it.
Yeah,
I don't want to really.
I gotta say,
beat around the bush.
That with this show, anyone who has listened to our podcast, anyone who knows you personally, Andrew, knows like you've talked about this so many times.
Oh, I try to get everyone to watch Over the Garden Wall.
I remember when you was actually watching this for the first time a couple of years ago, and you kept
week by week,
dude. You kept telling me, dude, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it, and I'm like, I looked at the picture of it, and I'm like, this is gonna be awful. Who is this gnome looking kid? This just seems like it's so not within what I want to watch. It doesn't look good. And man, I was so wrong. So wrong.
Oh, yeah.
This will probably go down as one of my favorite pieces of like cartoon history, if you want to call it that now. But it's incredible. Agreed.
And it does have music. So are we gonna?
Yeah,
are we gonna review that theme song?
Yeah,
let's
do that. Let's see how long we can get away with it being up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So let's just hit it, man.
All right, let's do it.
Led through the mist by the milk light of moon, all that was lost is revealed. Our long bygone burdens, mere echoes of the spring. But where have we come, and where shall we end? If dreams can't come true, then why not pretend? How the gentle wind.
This is like the full version, I just realized.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll just keep it playing in the background because
this is the song that plays at the beginning. I feel it does a really good job of setting the tone.
Yep.
And it plays at the end, too. This is the one you're listening to right now. Is the one that plays at the end, because it's a full song.
It's a pretty good song, Andrew.
I love it. As an atmospheric piece, I'd give it about an 8. Are you going to do it?
I might give it a 9.
Oh, you're never going to give one.
It would be very tough. And I think the only reason I don't give this one a 10 is it's just a very, to me, it's a very easy listening theme song. I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's, I don't think I would find myself just singing this occasionally, like you would a theme song, if that makes sense.
This song is like one of those good songs that, for some reason, I never remember the words.
Yeah, it's unironically good. It's just great.
100%. Yeah, I agree.
So I gotta give it a 9. I can't give it the full 10. Maybe one of these days we'll get a 10 from me, Andrew.
One day. So, Joel, how did this get made? How did we get this mini series into our lives?
Yeah, so like you said, it's a mini series. It's actually Cartoon Network's first mini series.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Ever?
Yeah, they now, not ever, I mean, they will now do miniseries, but this was the first one that Cartoon Network actually released.
I'll be damned.
So just kind of get some of this.
This came out in 2014. That's why that's so surprising.
Exactly. I was just about to say it aired November 3rd and ran until November 7th, 2014. So they knocked them all out in 4 days. And now watching this and going back, dude, this would have been a epic event to watch live.
Oh yeah. I remember I still had cable where I was living, so I had a DVR, and so I'd get home from work and get to watch Over the Garden Wall. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's like, it makes me think about those times growing up as a kid when you would know that there was going to be a new episode of something that came out like Thursday night.
Yeah.
And it's just like the build up until that episode airs,
we don't really have that anymore.
No, Game of Thrones, I think, is the closest that I felt recently. Being excited for Sunday because of Game of Thrones. Breaking Bad was another one.
Yeah, but even then, it wasn't like, I'm talking about like, if you didn't catch it, you missed it. Like, it was just, you didn't get to watch it. So it's like you had to be home at like 8 o'clock, or for us, like 4 o'clock on the dot, new episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Or you're missing it.
Is Namek finally going to explode? We don't know.
And honestly, especially with cartoons and anime, dude, it would be like a year before you would get a rerun.
Oh yeah,
because they had so many episodes to just air out as new, man. But yeah, it was
not to flex my age or something, but you kids don't know how well you have it.
I know, with the
you were an outcast alone for watching anime, and you had to put forth effort to actually to watch them. So it's like you had to want to be a weeb. You didn't get to choose that life.
It was
you had to want it.
Yeah, like
you had to want to be picked on.
If you wanted to just watch one season of an anime, that's it. You had to go full weeb. Just get it.
Oh yeah, big time.
Be like, I don't know what path I've chosen. I just wanted to watch this.
Yeah, like now it's like, oh, you watch anime, and some people are, but back in the day it was like, what's anime?
Yeah, it was like,
we didn't know.
Yeah. So back on track here.
Yeah.
So it, like we said, aired in 2014, and it was it's created by a guy named Patrick McHale. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Patrick, how he came up with this was pretty interesting. So he was working on shows that I felt like have a very similarities. Like I feel like you could kind of draw a line between these and these two shows. But he was actually working on the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, and also Adventure Time.
Which we talk about the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack in one of our previous episodes. So go check it out.
So he was working for those IPs or those cartoons. And Cartoon Network, they remembered that, wait a minute, we have a guy working in our studio who has pitched us an idea before, and we passed on it there, but maybe he's got something else. So Cartoon Network at this point goes back to Patrick McHale and she's like, hey, Patrick, you pitched us a mini-series concept once before. We passed. We want you to do another one. Like, we want you to make another mini-series and pitch it to us because we're interested in doing something. And so at this time, Patrick, he's like, okay, cool. The original concept, the original miniseries he pitched to them was a story, a book, not really a book. It was a script that he wrote called Tome of the Unknown.
Okay.
And this was basically Over the Garden Wall, like early draft. So really what happened was when Cartoon Network said, hey, we want you to pitch a new miniseries, he went back to the Tome of the Unknown and he was like, hey, I remember loving these characters years and years ago when I pitched the idea, because he pitched his first idea in like 2006 or 2004.
Okay.
So 10 years before this came out. But he went back, tweaked some of the story, but ultimately Over the Garden Wall was born off of this other story he had called Tome of the Unknown.
That's pretty cool, though. Like, you got 10 years to, like, really fine-tune a creation of yours. That's like a 4D chess move.
Yep.
Where it's just like, you turned it down, but what about this? They're like, Over the Garden Wall? That sounds great.
So,
like, you fools.
So maybe we need to do a special for this, but Tome of the Unknown, there was he actually got a cartoon made out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like one of these things you can just find it on YouTube. It's like 9 minutes, but the original story he actually got it produced into like a short little, I guess a film you want to call it, like a 9-minute,
maybe a little bonus episode or something. But I'll talk about it on TikTok.
Exactly. It might be worth now seeing Over the Garden Wall because the characters like the two main brothers, like that whole relationship that's in there. I was reading some of the difference. It sounds just as amazing as Over the Garden Wall was.
Nice. Okay.
But that's it. It was Cartoon Network, I think, sensed that there was a change coming in how we consume our cartoons and things like that. And I think they ultimately just knew that miniseries, 11-minute cartoons in and out was going to be a big hit.
Yeah.
But yes, Andrew, that's the creation of Over the Garden Wall. Now, I cheated a little bit and I couldn't help but see who some of the voice actors are in this cartoon. And
there are some names.
Dude, I was shocked. I was like,
Yeah.
what? But hey, hit them with it, Andrew.
Okay, so the cast for Over the Garden Wall is Elijah Wood is Wirt in additional voices. Colin Dean is Gregory in additional voices. Malene Linsky is Beatrice. Christopher Lloyd is the Woodsman. Samuel Raimi is the Beast, not Sam Raimi, just Samuel Raimi, Ramey.
I'm not gonna lie. The moment you said that, I was like, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, just really needed to like don't get too starstruck. Jack Jones is Gregory's frog. John Cleese is Adelaide in Quincy Endicott. Fred Stroller is Fred the horse. And Tim Curry is Auntie Whispers. There, of course, is many more in this cast, but I didn't want to do too many people.
Yeah.
Those are the most famous, I guess. So their other works is obviously Elijah Wood is Frodo from The Lord of the Rings. He's also going to be in the Toxic Avenger something.
What?
And we covered the Toxic Crusaders,
Wait.
that animated series. So I thought that was worth mentioning.
That's
but
okay.
It doesn't say what he is or when it's coming out.
That's crazy.
But just know you learned it here first.
It's crazy they're still doing that. But go on.
Yeah. Colin Dean, he hasn't done too much. He's Lincoln in the animated series The Loud House. He's also like a young man. So
Yep.
Melanie Linsky is Pauline Parker in Heavenly Creatures. Christopher Lloyd is obviously Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future.
Oh.
I like to say this as obviously, but there are some younger viewers. I feel like they've never even heard of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
He's also Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Samuel Raimi is Attila in the 2001 movie Attila, and he does a bunch of sound work on other stuff.
Interesting.
So he's a behind the scenes kind of guy. Jack Jones is Agent 707 in the Red Skeleton Hour.
Okay.
John Cleese is Second Swallow Savvy Guard, The Black Knight, Peasant 3, Sir Lancelot the Brave, Taunting French Guard, and Tim the Enchanter in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I fought in your general direction.
Fred Stroller is Stu in Friends. He's the one who... It's the only scene I remember him in, but he's Monica attempts to get a stripper for Chandler for his birthday.
Oh,
and he's like, "Wow, that's pretty awesome." Can't think of anybody's wife who would get him a hooker. And she's like, "Wait, I thought she was a stripper. Will she just can strippers be hookers or something like that?" He goes, "Well, the ones I hire usually are something like that."
That scene is one of my favorite scenes in that. Me and Brittany will quote that scene so much because it's how it's like Danny DeVito. He's got such a unique way of saying
of talking and stuff.
No, of saying the word whore.
Oh yeah.
Because he says whore, like really emphasize the WH whore.
Yeah,
it's just so weird, but yeah, I love that scene. So I know who you're talking about.
And finally, Tim Curry was the narrator in the 2000 series Tales from the Crypt.
Okay.
So let's get into this, Joel. Let's get into this series. So, when I first watched this, and I don't know if you did too, did you watch it solely to figure out why Gregory had a tea kettle on his head the
No,
entire series?
I think it,
I was so curious because it's like, Wirt, he just looks like a gnome. So that's pretty like,
it
he fits the aesthetic,
okay.
I guess.
It was like until the third episode that I realized it was a tea kettle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, why is this kid wearing, because they never bring it up. They never talk about it. And it's like the last episode
That you find out.
Finally tell you they went out for Halloween and he's supposed to be an elephant. And you're just like, really?
Did we do a spoiler?
Oh yeah, I said way up top that we're spoiling this.
Okay,
so
good.
It's like I'm serious. Go watch it first because I'm not pulling my
All right,
punches.
good. I don't
Spoiler
want to pull my punches either.
heavy.
Okay, good.
But yeah, another question up top. Do you consider this a Halloween? I know it takes place in Halloween, but you don't learn that to the very end. So do you consider this like a Halloween special? I know McHale does.
I would say yes. I would say yes because it's like, if you look at the genre, dark fantasy, mystery adventure, like that's got Halloween just written all on it. And plus, like you said,
here's where I'm at, and I hate to be picky about it.
Okay.
I think it's more of a fall show, not just Halloween. And I know that's splitting hairs. I do. But I feel like you could just it feels more like it's fall than Halloween.
Okay, I'll give you,
if that makes any sense.
I'll give you
whatsoever.
that. It does. Like if I was to just think about the overall season of fall or autumn.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's over the garden wall to me.
Now,
it feels more fall than anything else.
Let me ask this about that. If someone had to give you a list of like your 5 cartoons or your favorite Halloween cartoons, is this going to be in those? Or do you even say that it's not, like you wouldn't even throw it in that list?
Did I throw it in that list?
No,
because I know we did an episode on that.
I can't remember.
Because I'm like,
things change.
I thought this was like a gotcha moment.
No. Things change.
Like, I got to you.
Things change, Andrew. We can change those lists.
Yeah, we can just delete that episode. You'll never fucking know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It feels more fall than it does Halloween.
Okay.
It's like, and if I said that on my top 5, that Over the Garden Wall is one of my top 5 Halloween movies, call me out.
Halloween's in
but
fall.
You gotta listen to that episode first. We gotta get them downloads.
Andrew, Halloween's in fall. So you say
Halloween is in fall, so that's technically I'm right. Either way. My favorite kind of scenario. The one where I'm right either way.
Yeah. I think I can understand both sides to that argument. Like if someone was to rebuttal and make the other argument that it's a Halloween one, I think I would be able to be like, yeah. I'm sitting on a fence with this one, Andrew.
True centerist at heart.
Yep.
So, you're real big at catching twist right away. We're gonna bounce around.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do these episodes in order.
Okay.
So, how many twists did you call from the start?
I think I called the big twist. That was the first thing I thought of.
Okay, that they're
spirits.
That they're about to die.
Yeah, like they're like spirits kind of going on the way to the afterlife. They don't know that they're dead, but it'll be some sort of thing where it's like come back to life at the end. I called that. Now, there was a few on the way that I don't think I would have ever called, honestly.
So they kind of hint at it pretty hard when they go to Pottsfield, right? So it's all these pumpkin people, and all of them are like, "You're a little early to be here, don't you think?"
Yeah.
Like they keep, and then later in Pottsfield, you learn that like everybody in these like pumpkin costumes, they're skeleton people.
Yep.
And so like that was like, that's a little bit of a clue that you're like, okay, why are they early? Are they early for the festival? No, they're early because their kid's about to die. So, but did you catch the Auntie Whispers twist?
Which twist?
The twist where it's you think Auntie Whispers is like a villain of some kind, but
like
really
you're
it's the girl.
You're talking about that twist. No, I did not.
Yeah.
But can we talk?
Really?
No, I did not catch that. I did not catch that she was.
She was actually protecting them.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I know they showed, the beast at the end of the first episode. Like you see this, the shadow creature and everything at the end of the first episode. But I kept thinking like the beast probably can manipulate people, change shapes, kind of like Aku. And he could be anti-Whispers. So I constantly was just thinking they was going to throw that twist. That simple twist of saying, hey, this bad guy that's in front of you, guess what? It's the beast hiding.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that kind of had me.
So you sensed a twist, but you guessed the wrong
one.
twist. That's interesting. I actually, on rewatching this, I forgot about that. And I was like, oh, yeah, she is the evil one.
So this episode, the ringing of the bell, I want to talk about this episode because I love this episode. And I think it's because I feel like if someone had to make a comic or a cartoon that was basically just a quest in a Dark Souls game, it would be this.
Oh, yeah. It does feel... what's the other one? Bloodborne. It feels very Bloodborne. It's more of a gothic feel. But yeah, that's a very Dark Souls quest.
Because like the whole time, the niece and the auntie are speaking in riddles. I feel like I was talking to a Souls NPC. How they never make any sense. They just leave some cryptic message and you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? But
it's like that one video I sent you of like every Elder Scrolls quest.
Yes.
Video where it's like, go do this, go do that. Oh, here's that item I wanted. And then the next time you see them, they're dead.
Yeah, like that's my favorite. Here's that item I wanted like 8 steps ago. But yeah, it made me feel like I was just kind of watching a cartoon based on the unfolding of a Dark Souls quest. And that's one of the reasons why I loved it, because I never thought I would get something like that from a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, that's very true. I actually like Chapter 8, Babes in the Woods, because of Gregory's Dream.
Yeah.
Because it feels more like a Rubber Hose era animated cartoon.
Yeah. That one is a good one.
That's also when shit starts to get dark.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Beast.
The Beast.
Samuel Raimi. I keep wanting to call him Sam Raimi, but I don't want to confuse myself. But Samuel Raimi, it's kind of a shame he doesn't do more voice work.
Yeah, he did a really
a fantastic job at being the Beast. Like, he seems like somebody who would do really good as a menacing character.
Yep.
But he doesn't do any. He does mostly sound department stuff.
Yeah, it was. I remember because I started watching this, and I would honestly just like watch 2 episodes a night before going to sleep.
Right.
And it was like I made it like not even halfway through the series, and that's when I texted you like, "Hey, when we come back, we're doing this cartoon. because I just wanted
Okay.
to talk
Yeah.
about it
Oh,
because
yeah.
I was so interested. I was like, man, I bet like, because he has a voice that I feel like I've heard before. And to me, it's kind of it's like, a voice, a very recognizable voice, but at the same time, a very unique voice
Yeah.
that I was like, oh, I'm going to know him from something else because I feel like I've heard his voice on other things. But it's
So,
incredible.
how did you feel about Beatrice? Like, is she dead, you think? Like, her and her entire family are dead? Or are they do they live in the unknown and got turned to birds? I guess that's my next question that I want, because this story is so good, but it's so vague.
Yep.
Because it's like, yeah, Gregory and Wirt were also about they're dying.
Yep.
But are the people in the unknown, are they real, or are they just like, is this purgatory? What is it? So I guess that's my real question. Is Beatrice real? I guess to you, because I mean, they show her as a bluebird. She got turned into a bluebird because she threw a rock at a bluebird. Somehow that curses you, makes your whole family bluebirds. If I was her family, I would do exactly what they did at the end of Over the Garden Wall, where they give her down the road constantly because they got turned into
Yep.
bluebirds because of her.
Yep. So I have not actually thought about that. And
I didn't think about it until this watch through. I'm like, wait, are they real?
I almost want to say they are souls trapped in purgatory.
Okay.
Like I almost feel like it's souls that haven't passed on. They they haven't been captured. Maybe just NPCs for a better term. I don't know, but
that explains the woodsman's character almost to a T as somebody who's stuck in purgatory.
Yep.
Or because like the woodsman, his whole goal is he has to chop down these elden trees or eld trees, make oil out of them, and keep the lantern bright. Because it's under his assumption that his daughter's soul is in the lantern. And that's the only way to keep it burning. Now, did you call that twist?
what that he was.
That it's the beast's soul in the lantern, and the beast has been tricking
Oh no,
unsuspecting people to keep him alive for all these years.
no, I did not guess that. That one shocked me.
Yeah, that twist will floor you. You're like, what the fuck? Especially for the poor. You feel for the poor woodsman
Oh, yeah.
because you're just like, he just manipulated him. But Wirt does,
Because the elder trees were basically,
those are people who
it was like children. It was kids who the beast, like, I think he knew that only kids could, become these trees. So he was basically kind of luring kids into the woods, turning them into trees, and then making the huntsman or, these people cut them down. Ugh.
Yeah, it's rough. What did you think about when the very last episode where they explained that like Wirt's got a girl back home that he's got a crush on?
What?
And I found it to be okay, but I guess it was just like they had to do something to explain why they were where they were.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that I liked the fact that it kind of closed things up, like it gave it closure. But it sucked because it was ending. Like I wanted
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah, it's definitely a series that you want more
I want
of.
the
Like 10 is definitely not enough.
Exactly. I wanted the fantasy trip to continue. Cause the adventures that they was going on, these odd characters that they were meeting, it was fantastic.
Oh yeah. The John Cleese's character, the rich guy who his mansion is so big he built it into another rich lady's mansion. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, cause like
It has some really cool jokes, like Gregory needing to name the frog. The whole series starts out with him saying a bunch of names, and he's like, those are all the names that would be a terrible name for this frog. And it's just like, that's actually that first joke. I was like, this is gonna be a good series, man.
Yeah.
Because I love Gregory. His just his energy and his attitude is like a perfect yin and yang for how Word is just like super worried and like kind of a wuss.
Yeah.
About the whole situation. There are some interesting inspirations behind Over the Garden Wall.
really.
Oh yeah, there's designs. I'm gonna butcher this, but it's a type of painting called Griziel, Grizzali.
Your guess
I don't
is
know.
good as mine.
Well, when I describe them, people will know what I mean. So it's a painting executed entirely in shades of gray or another neutral grayish color. These were the inspiration for all the background designs in the Over the Garden Wall. The series also won an Emmy in 2015 for Outstanding Animated Programming, and it had a one-shot comic book adaptation penned by McHale. It had 4 further issues commissioned. It was later expanded into a 20-issue graphic novel. If you can find it, I'm pretty sure it's got to be pretty rare at this point because I'd like to read it. Maybe it explains some stuff that the series just didn't.
Yeah.
There's also the inspiration for Over the Garden Wall has had a multiple of sources, including the 1890s McLuhan Brothers board game, Frog Pond.
Interesting.
There was a old illustrations of the Han Christian Andersen's The Tinderbox. The Cheshire Cat illustrations by John Tinley from Alice in Wonderland, and the Dogville Comedies short films. And also, oddly, this should probably solidify that it is a Halloween show, but vintage Halloween postcards were also like a major inspiration to McHale to make this series.
So you're saying it is a Halloween show now?
I guess it is a Halloween show. I guess I can go fuck myself. If he says it's a Halloween special, who am I to say that it's not a Halloween special, you know?
Yeah.
So Joel, I guess we should say that we should have said this up top, but you can watch this all on HBO
For now.
For
Yeah.
now, who knows?
Yeah. Go.
WB might make it a tax write-off any day now, which makes it, you should go watch it sooner rather than
Exactly.
later. Definitely watch it this October. But Joel, do you have any closing thoughts on Over the Garden Wall?
It's Patrick Mahale did a fantastic job of creating a world, and the whole team that worked on this did a fantastic job of creating a fantasy world where you want so much more. out of it. It's like, you know, how people love Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, how like the universe has expanded because of other people. I think he did a great job of creating a world where people want it more. They want to see it more. They want more of, you know, characters set in this series. I mean, it's that kind of that kind of show.
I would love to see more Over the Garden Wall.
It's that kind of show that it leaves you wanting more. And like you said, 10 episodes is just, it's not enough.
This is like this could be like Infinity Train.
Yes.
Like you don't bring Gregory and Wirt back. You just have two other kids go to the unknown. Maybe do a story about Beatrice. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
It's just like it's so good. It's frustrating because you're just like you want to explore so much more of this, and you only you have a comic though you could go look at, but you know, really you want to watch more.
Yeah.
It's like I want more of this. It's like a really good cake, but it's really small, but it's delicious.
I think
and you're like,
I think you did.
I wanted more of that.
I think you did a great job with comparing it to Infinity Train. You could do every season would be kind of different characters. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
But Joel, I believe it's time to go back to your new reoccurring segment. I know we didn't start this till like episode 50, right? So
yeah.
It's not over 100 of them yet. But reviews that go over the garden wall and reviews that have a tragic fall.
Ooh, very nice.
Yep. I'm back strong, baby. Back strong.
Swinging. Okay, Andrew, this is the 1 out of 5 stars. So this one would be, what was it again?
Reviews that have a big fall.
Yeah, okay, so this one, I guess, has a big fall. Posted 7 months ago. Only 7 months ago. It's hard to describe Over the Garden Wall in short, beyond simply calling it an experience. Because that's what it is. A short, gripping experience that leaves you wanting more, but understanding that it ended at the perfect place. It's a far cry from the usual cartoon formulas of characters carrying out a bunch of wacky hijinks from episode to episode, with the weight of the world looming over their shoulders as some immense villain or world-ending scenario slowly approaches. Instead, being fuck. That's what it says. It does. What? Yeah, it cuts off. Like for some reason, Google. Okay, so it just ends there, Andrew.
Oh, and that was the 1 out of 5.
I think
he was so angry with it he couldn't even finish.
Maybe, but I think Google reviews is just not letting me see the full thing. For whatever reason. But yeah, so this guy, not a fan. And to be honest with you, I guess there is a small group of people who don't like this because there's a couple of other 1-star reviews, but like they're lengthy. And I figure
they really wanted to
they
talk about it.
Boy, they really wanted to shit on it or something. Okay, so this one is the 10 out of 10. So this is a 10 out of 10. I know I'm changing up the rating system, but this one's on IMDb. So, titled Beautiful and Dark. From the first second, the dark and enchanting atmosphere pulls you right in. Greg's fearlessness and Wart's worries. Their love for each other creates a wonderful dynamic. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I advise you to give it a try. 10 to 12-minute episodes. It takes about 2 hours to finish the whole series. Watching it like a film is recommended.
I agree with that review.
Yeah.
Watching it back to back to back to back is definitely a lot more satisfying.
I mean, you think we've told our listeners who go, kill an hour and a half with some other boring piece of shit. They could be.
Very
You could be watching this instead.
Yeah. You could be. Yeah. I mean,
It's going to be my.
maybe we should start covering more good stuff.
It's going to be my suggestion for the
Just
rest.
say, like, look, I know we've really watched some Lemons, so you don't have to, but maybe, I don't know, we do something special every 5 episodes. Maybe every 10th episode we just go like, this is something good you should go watch.
Yeah, don't watch any of the things we talked about for the past 9 episodes. Just watch this one.
Just watch this one. We'll call it Something Good.
Something good. With that said, and like honestly, Andrew, the amount of like 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, everywhere, the amount of those outweighs the negative reviews by a hefty
I am
margin.
hard pressed to find anybody who's watched this and has said anything bad about it. I really have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that wraps up Over the Garden Wall.
Yep. That's it.
If you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have a $5 tier that gets you some stickers sent directly to your house. And you can be a part of our Discord and chat with people like you. We have a Twitter handle CartoonDD. We have an Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, all Cartoon Dumpster Dive. If you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to cartoondumpsterdive@gmail.com. As always, we appreciate a 5-star review on whatever podcasting platform you choose to listen to us in. And every 5-star review stops us from being lost in the unknown. Have a great rest of your week.
See you. That's going.
Joel, what now?
I was just going to say that's going to be our next theme song. It's just us imitating.
It's just us doing the theme song.
This has been a Lug Hole podcast.